Welcome to Soul Work, where soul meets strategy and decisions meet rhythm. I'm your host, AJ White, guiding you through the twists and turns of life with a touch of old school wisdom and a dash of soulful insight. Thank you for joining me again for another episode. I've been so blessed to have all of you listening. Y'all surprise me on a day-to-day basis. Thank you for voting on the polls and things that I've posted on Instagram and over social media. I can't thank you enough for all the support that you've given. I'll be releasing some of the ideas that you guys have voted on, starting on new opportunities and whatnot next month. So I feel like we need to close this month out strong, and hopefully we all can build together to be better this next month. Today's a little deeper topic, but it's real. This is something that we need. And sometimes these discussions, need to be had. So today I want to go into the aspect and topic of letting go and acceptance. Letting go is a concept that can be difficult at times, and sometimes letting go is a topic that's hard to do. Honestly, it is very hard to do. This is one of those things that's kind of easier said than done, but I believe it's necessary. There was giving you a little personal story recently that just happened of letting go. There was a incident that had occurred at my school. I don't want to make any preconceived notions about about what happened, but the people that were there knew what happened, and it was a moment where I felt that my my character, just based off of how I look and the perceptions that people can have based off of just looking at me, can sway people in whole different directions and make people act of their true character, which is good to see, but it's kind of hard at the time to deal with that. And I wanted to address the situation right there on the spot, but I had to make a few phone calls to some family members, and they're just telling me, let it go, let it go. But I took that as, I will let this go for me. The more I hold this burden onto what happened, the more I'm just going to tear myself up. The less clear that I can be in the way I communicate with people, my anger may rise higher than I need to when I have it all bundled up about the situation that just happened. But I need to let it go for me to stay calm. But I can't let this go for the other people that are around me. I can't let this go for the other people that can be going through this similar situation. And there are people out there that think the actions that they're doing are okay. But sometimes people need to be put in check sometimes. And I believe that. But you still should do it respectfully. But I couldn't let that go for them. So still figuring out the situation, the best way to handle it. I don't want to overstimulate somebody's emotions and press them on an issue that I feel is very serious, but they might not have that same feeling or emotion to it. So I just need to learn how to handle it the best way possible. But there are a lot of things in life to learn to let go of. I had posted a story or video on my Instagram of learning your heart. The more you learn your heart, the easier things can kind of get. Although problems will always come around. I mean, if you solve one problem, you're creating a new problem for you, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with having additional problems. You're just learning how to solve them. You're learning how to get through them. But with these, issues that arise, if you know exactly how your mental state works, if you know exactly how you will emotionally react to a particular situation, the next time something occurs, you'll know a proper way to do it. You'll know a better way to do it. It may not be perfect, but you're still learning one step at a time of how to properly go about a situation. And I feel like with this point of letting go, the serious things that kind of occur when we lose family members or we lose friends. Maybe you lost a relationship. A lot of these things can take a toll, and sometimes they weigh on you harder than others. I know plenty of stories of people getting cheated on and hearing the true impact of how getting cheated on can make you feel, as well as being in relationships that may be toxic, but you're addicted to it. Sometimes these things are hard to manage and bear on later down in life when you start rethinking things. You start going through similar situations, maybe in a new relationship, but it might be in a positive tone, but you have these feelings and emotions built up so deeply that you'll continuously try to push it away. And which is understandable, which is natural. But we got to learn individually of how to let those things go, because not every relationship is going to be the same. Not every moment is going to be the same in your life. So don't come in always with the same thoughts and the same mindsets as you were before. You're just going to keep yourself stagnant. You know, every year you're growing, every week you're growing, every day you're growing. Emotionally, physically, spiritually, you are growing. So if you learn to let these problems, if you learn to brush them off, it'll be so much easier to navigate your moments in life. It'll be so much easier to think clearly the next time a situation happens. The more times you get into arguments later down the road, you may not even see them as arguments anymore. This is just a very, very serious conversation that we need to have. And the more times you start going through that, your maturity level start changing. The next conversations you start having with people that piss you off start getting a little easier. But like I said, it is so much easier said than done for sure. I've had a plethora of moments that have tied along with this same situation. But once again, the more you learn about that process and learn how to embrace that process, the easier it will be to accept that process and be able to accept the reality of letting things go. There that is the, I believe, key to fully understanding the process of accepting the situation. Because when these issues or bad moments in life begin to pile up on you, the more you're going to stir your inside up. Your heart's going to be all over the place. Your thought process is going to be all over the place. How you navigate meeting new people, starting new ventures, is just going to be all over the place because you can't think straight. All of your past memories and thoughts are all just piling together, and you feel like all of these things are just negative all at one time. But if you sit back and truly understand the situation that you're in, things may be much, much better than you think they are. So learn the process of accepting is truly sitting down and being real with yourself. Like, yo, this situation happened. There's nothing that you can do to reverse this situation from happening. So boom, there's one issue. You pinpointed what the true specific issue is. So what are you going to do to get yourself out of it? What are you going to do to change yourself out of it? Well, that first step is accepting, this happened. This thing happened. That's stage one. We don't even need to dive to stage 2, 3, 4, 5. You accepted that there was that problem and there was that issue there already off the bat. I believe that's the biggest jump to solving issues in any aspect of life. Once you learn how to fully process this particular situation offhand, you will know how to, in a sense, judge better, make better judgments for your next go round. Because you're like, okay, these are the steps that led me to, maybe this problem, or these are the steps that kept me down for so long. So I know the issues and things that are at hand. So now I know the opposite. Now I know what things can make me get to that next level that I'm looking for, get to that next hurdle, make it to your next event in athletics, or make it to this new business venture that you're trying to seek. I believe this aspect ties along very well with business. When things go wrong and there are failures in a sense, you accept, okay, this went extremely left. This went in a direction I was not expecting things to go into. But now we know what we did and why we got there. And I'll keep embracing it like a previous episode. It's okay to fail. Not all of us are gonna make it to the top just like in a snap of a finger. It doesn't work like that. That's just how life is. But you accept that. You accept the fear of, man, I don't know what's about to happen next. Just like you are with movies. When you get left, you're so invested in this movie. You're trying to figure out, what's the plot? Like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What's gonna come about next? There's so much excitement in that unknown, which is the same aspect that I want you to take in with life. Every day is a blessing. I don't think you truly understand that you have the power to speak. You have the power to walk. You have the power to, and the ability to meet friends, to see friends, to meet new people, go outside. And you're so stuck on some issue that happened 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and it's just burying you. You got to learn to accept who you are. You may be sad in this particular moment because this situation happens, and don't get me wrong, it's okay to be sad, but you can't let yourself stick there. Seeing a lot of people go left in particular situations when you hold feelings for too long, or you hold an ego for too long, you lie for too long. Learn to accept the reality. Things are harder. Don't be scared to speak your truth, to speak your mind on particular topics that you're passionate about. Accept the issues at hand and learn how to reach forward to that next level. Once you learn how to accept, you learn how to have some more compassion for yourself. You know how to develop a better growth mindset. Yes, our past is very important, but we're in the present now. Day is a whole new day. Sun only shines for so long during the day. So the more you sit there and the more you contemplate these previous issues, the more you're just going to set yourself back. I know in athletics, for us, there was a slogan of what's next? What's next? And sometimes I feel like from that philosophy that we had in football kind of threw me for a loop. Because when I was listening to it, it was what's next. Every play, it was what's next. So in my head, I'm like, there's something wrong. There's an issue that's not being changed to where we have a what's next every single time we touch the ball. That can't be a good thing. That process of learning how to fail and accepting that failure does not mean you fail. So you do the same steps you did before to fail again, and then do those same steps again, expecting a different result. How? How can you do that? You got to reevaluate everything. You got to start thinking, there's some step previously that's happening that needs to be fixed. So this is where you grow. You find that one piece on your key that's missing, that's broken. You find that piece, you put it back on. This is how you fix your problem. So you learn to grow yourself individually. This is a step that I need in my life in order to grow in the specific area that I want to grow in. This is what I need to do to fix it. This is what I need to do to be able to find my peace again, to find my peace about what I want in life. It all comes back full circle. And this is going to be a repeated cycle that's going to happen to the day you die. All glory to God, I've been here for this long. It's not even that long. I've been here for 22 years, but some of the situations that I've been through is just, it is very difficult. And now I'm able to be in a position to give you stories, to give you some insight on, some areas of my life that you may connect with. That's something that you may understand. And I hope I can share that message more and more to you and hopefully be able to connect with you. This platform is not just for me. I want to make this to where I can have conversations with people who are going through so many different stories. But now with unfortunately, the power of social media, which has me always on my phone, but it's so good because I can be able to spread a message to thousands of people in the matter of seconds. So, if you have any ideas or some stories or some things that you want to learn how to, in a sense, let go of or accept or reflect on, or maybe you just want to have a calm conversation in the new series of Soulful Sit Downs, we'll be able to dive into conversations with some friends of mine, some people who just want to have a conversation with me to hear just the life message of people and learn to bring that happiness and joy back. Conversation is I feel like it's so powerful. The power of just saying hi and how are you, the fact that you can change somebody's day off of those simple little phrases is insane. And I want to be able to bring that smile back to people's faces because times are hard now. Times are hard financially, times are hard physically, times are hard mentally, times are hard. I get it. But I believe this can be the start where we can learn how to navigate through that, learn how to let go about how hard this is, accept that issue of it being so hard, and let's fix it to make it a little bit easier. Let's make it just a little bit easier. But as we conclude another enriching episode of Soul Work, remember the decisions you make today shape the soul you become tomorrow. Keep seeking clarity, keep embracing your truth, and keep doing the soul work. Until next time, stay rooted, stay soulful, and keep shining your light. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. Hope to always bring you some new incitement on life. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm pretty sure Amazon, something like that, and of course on YouTube, all over the place. So I hope you guys can find us, share the message. I hope you guys subscribe, like the message, or like the video, or whatever you want to say. But please write a review. I think that is something helps out a little bit more. Leave a message about how you feel about it, how the episodes are going, how the structure is. Give me all your feedback. I would love it. Until next time, I hope you have a good one. I'll see you soon.